We are actually migrating some of those over to Zodia for a couple different reasons. One, Cefu. So if you read the investor documents, they talk about institutional custody at Cefu, Anchorage, or Zodia. And they're migrating them to Zodia so that we can get a full line of margin against them. Right now we get 80% at Cefu, and we would like to get the full 100%. And I like Zodia's custody better, like they use Ripple custody. So I think they've effectively moved those over there as far as I know. And if Anchorage could support off-exchange settlement and a lot of the stuff that we want to do, then we would just leave them there. And they're working on that diligently, but it's a slow process. You do have the insurance. You got Zodia's insurance, which is really good. So yes, is the answer. They're still insured. They're in institutional custody. They're segregated. It's our account. And then it gets reflected out of there onto the exchange where it's margined. So again, mitigating counterparty risk, structured the right way. Again, I would love all this stuff to be done right there out of Anchorage or right out of, a Fidelity. Fidelity and a lot of these large institutions are hiring people specifically to build this stuff out and make sure that they have these capabilities. But there's still 12 to 18 months from really having off-exchange settlement or atomic settlement or a lot of the things that I want them to have. There's a really specific way that I want this done. We got this stuff to market in an imperfect way, right? We just kind of worked with what we had. We're the trailblazers. I feel like a lot of the time we're chopping through the Amazon forest with a machete, cutting the path for everybody else, blazing the trail. And, sometimes you do the best with what you have. And we've disclosed all those things. So again, if you're an investor, all of that is in the PPM subscription agreement, all the stuff that we've had drafted with Cole Allen and their legal counsel. They are the best in the biz. They put on the show Coin Alts every single year with MG Stover and many of the other large fund admins and providers and auditors. So, yeah, I mean, we're doing this at the highest level that we possibly can with the tools and partners that we have. So that's the current situation with all that. And I'm excited that we're going to be able to margin those at 100% because we only ever trade 40 or 60% of that line of margin. So that'll add some additional returns to what people are capable of getting, structuring it that way versus having an 80% line of margin like we used to.